Hey guys, Chris with Superfast RC, and we've got a parts haul from Associated here, and there's some reasons behind why we have these parts. So if you don't already know, the RC8B4 has just been announced. The Associated guys were running it at DNC. None of them podiumed with it, but you know, it's a new car, new platform, they're learning it. And yeah, so the B4 is out, and the B4E as well. Why do I have a table full of B3 parts? Well, so historically Associated, when they come out with a new car, they're going to support the old car for a period of probably 6 months to a year, and then they're going to discontinue most of the parts for it, and that's it. So with the B3, they had the B3.1 and the B3.2, and a lot of those parts are interchangeable. Now with the B4, a lot of the parts are not interchangeable. So, you know, if you had a B3.1 or a B3, you could move it up to a B3.2 part and still have a good buggy. So with the B4, a lot of the parts are different, and that's not going to be the case. So kind of a little public service announcement here. If you've got a B3.2, a B3.1, probably a good time to go ahead and stock up on replacement parts if you plan on keeping the car for the long run. So, and there are a lot of upgraded parts out there, if you didn't know, for the B3 that are not factory. So we're fixing to go over that. Mostly to do with the HD plastics, and I'll cover it right now. So first thing out of the box, the first thing you're going to want to do is get you a set of arms, lowers, uppers. Make sure you have it in your pit caddy, guys. The worst thing ever is to have a car and you break an arm and you can't get a part for it because the part's no longer made. So I would go ahead and get at least a pair of arms. Even better, go ahead and pick up the HD arms. So the HD arms, same exact mold as to my understanding, but they just use a more rigid plastic, more durable plastic, and there's a lot more success with the HD arms being ultra durable. They don't have as much flex to them, and you might be able to get away with running the actual plastic inserts in these arms without having to have the carbon stiffeners or the G10 stiffeners. They're just a stiffer product. The plastic itself is stiffer. So get your set of, if you're not going to do nothing else, guys, get yourself a set of arms, at least the lowers and the uppers, and have them on standby if you're going to keep the B3 in the stable. This is the upper set for the B3.2. This is also the HD as well. So I have broke a front arm lower on the RC8B3.2e, but that was with the standard version of the plastic, not the HD. Universals here. So this is actually more of a tuning option, but it's also a spare part if you need a set of universals or front drive shafts. These are supposed to help with steering, so I went ahead and picked these up. They were on sale, so be that as it may. Rear hubs. So you can go ahead, they have the aluminum options, which are $100, or just the plastic options. They have them both in stock. I just went with the plastic ones. I'm not as good a driver to actually need the aluminum ones. I'm doing good just to, you know, have fun. So these will do just fine for me in case I break one. I'll have it on hand, guys. This is the steering linkages, or the bell crank right here. Nice to have just in case you snap something on there. This is the wing mount. Now I have actually broken this. This is the low profile wing mount. There is a plus, I believe a plus 8mm or plus 7mm wing mount included with the kit. This is a standard plastic, it's not HD, but nice to keep on hand, especially since this cross member right here does snap from time to time. Alright, here's another HD part. So this is the HD gearbox. Now it's exactly the same design, the mold, as the standard gearbox for the RC8B3, but this is using the HD plastics, so you're going to have a more rigid frame and a more rigid plastic piece to keep those diffs shimmed correctly so that you're not going to have any gearing issues. None of your gears are going to strip out or wear prematurely. So awesome part to have just in case something does happen. Say you smoke a bearing and it melts half of the case. Yeah, you'll be happy you have a set of these. Just go ahead and get front and rear. They're cheap enough, right? All right. Of course, here's a no-brainer. Extra spur gear. Now these are universal between the, I believe, the B3, the B3.1, and the B3.2. So just go ahead and pick one up. Can't hurt. These gaskets, no brainer as well. And finally, steering blocks. So these are the same on the B3 platform. They are different on the B4 platform. It's one of those parts that is not the same. The B4 has a different geometry on the steering blocks and the front end totally. So I did hear in the video of the B4 that Associated releases that the front suspension is totally new on the B4, but the rear suspension is similar. I think they mean geometry. I don't think they'll be the same part numbers. So at the end of the day, guys, make sure if you're going to keep a car in the stable that is on the chopping block that you pick up parts while you can. There's nothing worse than having a car that you can't get parts for, and yeah, it pretty much just ruins the experience of the car for you because you can't run it. So anyways, guys, just more of a public service announcement for you. The RC8B4 is out. The RC8B3 is on the way out. Get the parts while you can, and man, guys, have fun. So thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one. All right, bye-bye.